Making good time today. Making some good time. Good time. Being ahead of time. On time.
Let's go.
It's a good feeling.
Let's go. I love being up.
I got some space. Yeah. I'm up just in life currency. Time.
Yeah.
Our biggest currency. I feel up in time. You're ahead of your schedule.
It's wonderful.
Ahead of your mapped out mental day.
Yeah.
It's like, you like create your own itinerary. It's like, I'm trying to be here by this time. I'm trying to be here by this time. I'm trying to be here by this time. Got to reverse engineer it because I need to be here by this time. So how much time do I have?
It's really easy to miss that too. Start calling a lot of audibles all day long. They're like, well, I was trying to do this, but I guess I'll just do this. And then, yeah, it's only 30 minutes here in the gym, so I'll just freaking play basketball. I'll just sit in the sauna. But like when you freaking like do everything you wanted to, and then you're like ahead of schedule.
You got a little extra time.
Oh my gosh.
Just sit there and just bask in it. Just bask in some of those minutes.
That's the difference between heaven and hell, though. Like when they say heaven and hell are here on earth, sometimes I think it's that.
Those are two experiences.
Yeah. So like if you're behind and you like, didn't have time to get the groceries and you showed up to the gym a little bit late, so you're not getting a full workout, you haven't really eaten anything all day, didn't get a lot of sleep last night, that's like the slope to hell. But it's just like how you feel, you know what I'm saying? It's just like your day sucks and you feel like you're a loser. Or this is me personally, like I feel like I'm a loser, like I didn't win it all. Like everything that came my way, I like didn't rise to the occasion or whatever that is. And then so there's like some guilt and some shame and some self-loathing, and then that's anxiety inducing because you project forward, well, what if I'm a loser?
Well, yeah, if I maintain this pace, where am I going to go?
Yeah. Versus like the opposite happens if you win everything. You're like,
if I maintain this pace, where am I going to go?
Lord knows, right?
Same exact thing, but it's just, the two sides of the coin of anxiety. It's like a pleasant surprise versus a fucking terrible surprise.
Right? And then let's say by like 8 p.m. you're going to be sitting like on your couch either way.
So, either way, you're going to be back in that bed eventually.
Right.
The next couple hours.
Not even that much really changed, but like you could be in heaven or you could like be in hell at the same time.
Yeah. Even just like, you don't have to go anywhere or do a crazy thing. It's just how you feel one day versus the next day. You don't have to, it's not, I guess it's kind of slowly, or, maybe that's kind of like heaven and hell being abstract concepts. Because who who truly knows what's going on afterwards? But I think heaven and hell definitely exists, kind of as we're talking about, speaking about, just in the idea that how you experience what you're experiencing in the moment, like your overall what's going on.
Dude, we talked about life being a feeling process in the last podcast.
Yeah.
I think you need to like not let your emotions dictate your thinking per se, or your feelings to run your life. Yes. In that sense, that's like not good.
Being a slave to your emotions.
Yeah.
In the moment.
But at the same time, like all you really have is how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Ultimately, that's like what your entire life is.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like your perception, like your senses, your cognitive fucking neurology. You know what I'm saying? Like all the chemicals dropping in your brain all the time.
Yeah, how you feel.
And, like we said, like a rich person could be in hell, more or less. Like that could happen, but it would just be like they're rich, but they feel terrible all the time. Miserable. They don't. Maybe they're guilty for how they got their money. Maybe it's unrelated to the money. Regardless, life isn't enjoyable.
Your day-to-day experience is not positive, pleasant, up, whatever.
I think most people have probably been depressed in their life at some point, and I think it would just be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how how you feel, like heaven or hell, or like the idea of like just being a happy person is not like something that money buys, or like you can't move to a city where, well, maybe there's some cities that are generally less happy than other cities.
Yeah.
But like, you get what I'm saying? Like it happens inside your own temple.
Yeah, there's no external cure for your own internal generation of whatever you're feeling, or whatever's going on in your interpretation of how you feel, of what life is. Yeah, bro. It's crazy. It's just so, you could be on the other side of it just so quickly, insofar as just small things.
Bringing that back to feeling up in the schedule. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all I can really do. You know what I'm saying? Is
Yeah.
like check off the boxes with extreme detail
Mhm.
ahead of schedule.
Yeah, try to be early.
Yeah.
In your
Yeah.
own life.
I think it's so easy to visualize like how you feel when you're driving to work and you're like ahead of schedule. Or
Mm.
like let's say I'm supposed to be there at 1. I'm trying to be there at like 12:50, but then I'm like 5 minutes away at 12:40. That feeling, those 5 minutes are like, and Braun, hey, and we're just vibing in the car.
Yeah.
But let's say like I wanted to be there at 12:45 and I need to be there by 1 and it's like 12:58 and I'm 5 minutes away. Bro, that's fucking like
I'm not Braun.
like, oh my god, get out of my way, get out of my way. I fucking hate these people. Why do people drive like this in San Antonio? What the fuck? Shut up, I can't.
Why are you
can't
getting
focus.
in my way? Why are you getting in my way right now? Of course you are. You fucking prick.
God, everyone wants to go slow when I want to go fast. What the hell?
You have to get me.
Yeah.
To get me.
It feels like that. It feels like there's a grand conspiracy theory against
Of course
you.
it's a detour. Of course there is.
The government's in on it.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro.
The aliens are watching you.
It is almost like that, though.
It's kind of like that.
It's kind of like that, right? Like, I just feel like when you're in that heaven state, there's no traffic. Here's a green light. You left a Gatorade in the car yesterday. You're like, oh yeah, this is awesome. But like when you're in hell, it's like you forgot the thing, and should you go back? And
you're out of gas.
yeah. Someone's calling me. Hello? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to answer the phone angry. I'm having a day. Okay, I'm sorry. Now you're in a hole. It's just like
In a hole. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Compounds quick.
Layers, bro.
Compounds quick. Yeah, man, being ahead feels so nice.
It's the best. It's
Fucking
the
best. It's so yeah. Just trying to get to work 10 minutes early. Just that idea. Just in life, it's so worth it. Because then if shit happens, it's like okay, you're like right on time, or quote unquote like right when you're supposed to be there, or maybe you're a couple minutes late, whereas you would have been 20 minutes plus.
That happened to me the other day.
It's just different.
I didn't have any fucking socks in my bag.
No socks. The man didn't have any socks in his bag.
But I had like I looked at the clock and I looked at my last exercise and I looked at the clock and I was like, I'm just gonna do like a double set on both arms. I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was like, let me just do like 30 lateral raises on this side, 30 on this side, and then I'll just get out of here. Be a little bit early. Fuck it, we'll chalk this workout. Just be early to work. I'll take a B- here, but I'm headed for an A+ over there. I like that swing better than trying to scrap an A here to maybe be late over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then get all the way dressed, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have any socks. This is crazy.
Son of a bitch.
But thank God I didn't do that last exercise. It was so crazy how the karma was just like, oh, let me just take some time just in case. Oh, you needed that time, bro.
yeah.
I was like,
good call.
Yeah.
I felt that way the other day at work because I saw that we just had early reservations. So we had like a 7 top reservation, like as soon as we opened, pretty much like 3 o'clock. It's like shit. Okay, it's early. We need to be ready. And I was just like getting ready, doing the normal procedure to get the restaurant open, and then within that, I was just in passing doing obligations, doing tasks. I see the tea machine, the iced tea machine, and I was just like, normally I start at around like 4 o'clock, but I was just like something in me was like, just start it now. Just get it started. Just to have it ready. And then
that part, bro.
First 2 tables, bro. First, like, as soon as they hit 3 o'clock, it was more or less like, can I get a tea? Can I get a tea? I was like, oh, fucking got him. I think it was, I think Bailey was there. And she was like, they asked for tea. Do we have any tea brew, do you think?
I think I remember
like,
that.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Were you outwardly excited about the tea?
I don't think so.
Just internally. Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew. Or I don't know. It was
Dap me
crazy.
up, brother.
I was like, just feeling that.
Dude, that thing.
Because I was ahead, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Just the spirit of being ahead. It's like, okay, you have some wiggle room here now that you're ahead. Because like I'm now you're like kind of in the future. Like you're dancing with the future now. The future's ahead of you, but like, you're like in the head of life a little bit. You're like starting to lean that way, and leaning that way gives you enough slack to whenever like you get swung back into the negative direction, you at least be net neutral. You know what I'm saying? Not put behind on the slippery slope downward.
Yeah. Dude. It's crazy. You were like, I was so up that my brain was just like, how can I get even more up? What else up can I do here?
Yeah, I was so high up. It's like, what potential potholes can I see? I can see everything from up here. I see a pothole way over there.
That's crazy. Imagine being like that with like our finances one day. Or we just like financially get to where we're like, oh yeah, we're good. Let me just go ahead and get this 0 interest credit card just in case some shit. We can start building some credit, and then like,
Yeah, it's like that's a good investment. Let's throw some money in that.
yeah, exactly.
But you know what to look for.
But it's a result of being ahead, right?
Yeah, being up.
Yeah, if you're stuck,
It's like playing fucking poker. You know, it's like you have so much more wiggle room if you're at the table with $100 versus if you're at the table with $30, and you're at the same table with people who are averaging $70 or $80. It's like, oh, you have like 50% less funds to play with, and like wiggle room. You have to like make every shot. It's like every hand you go in on, you pretty much have to win. Because if you keep on going in and just losing, and you only have $30, and everyone else has double or triple the money you have. It's like, oh, it's a rough table.
And I think about like
poker's not fun.
Those 10 minutes are the same 10 minutes in both timelines. But the 10 minutes where you're down the whole time and losing, like those 10 minutes kind of suck. But like the 10 minutes with the wiggle room are so much more. It's fun. You can be laughing while you're losing at that point. You can't be like
what do you mean?
Two timelines of a poker table. One where you have 30 and the average is 80. And like you're worried about losing it the whole time.
Yeah.
Unless you like being in a corner. Unless you like to come up. Unless you're like, yeah, I started from the bottom, now I'm here. There's that too. But I'm just saying like
this overall enjoyment of the game.
Yeah, for me,
hand to hand.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I maximize my enjoyment hand to hand, but on a life scale.
Yes.
Because it's not worth doing something if you don't enjoy it. Sometimes. I mean, granted, you need discipline, but I just think. If it's not an enjoyable experience, that is kind of your employee that like does your will, that thing starts to be like, I don't wanna. If it's not like an enjoyable process to some degree.
Yeah. Enjoyable at least in the moment, or enjoyable in the foreseeable future. You could see an end.
Yes.
It's like worth it to keep going this way, even though
for sure
right now it sucks. But you can get that vision of the future, dancing with the future.
There's bars to be had there.
Dancing with the future. Trying to get the next step. Yeah, you have to put yourself in the position where you're able to dance with the ahead. The fully free versus being behind. It's a bitch and a half.
If I had a...
Slippery slopes.
The other thing I really liked about what you were saying was that you were just doing your day. You're doing your work. You're doing your job. You're ahead. So, like... You're kind of like in the zone, I would say, to a degree at that point. And then you have this intuition. You have this thought that presents itself to you, which is like, I could do the T. And then it's almost that same like fork in the road we were talking about yesterday with the, I could do that. Like, I could turn off the fan. I can make my bed. Yeah. Like, it presented itself and you noticed it. Like, you acknowledged it. Like, you thought the thought. And it's so crazy how, like, the thoughts that for me, if I was writing like a 10 spiritual laws of Matthew, right? Okay. One of them, the Gospel of Matthew. One of them would probably be that like what you need to do will tell you that it needs to be done. Like you don't have to do something that you don't have the inspiration to do. Like you could be writing a book about us right now if you wanted to be, and the reason why it would work, I think, is because we have this like sovereignty in us that is experiencing a story, and then a part of that process is that like what you need to give attention to will present itself to you because there's everything everywhere all at once. How do you focus on anything? Like these things call to you and like attach you to them. And then that's what you like see in your HUD. That's what you focus on. That's what your life is. So like, for instance, when I'm at work and I'm really in the zone, super in the zone, like I'll just have intuitive thoughts pop up to me like, you should do this. Like you should check on that table over there. Or like, like someone's thinking about doing something. I'm like, a recommendation pops in my head on its own. And then I could just like not act on these like intuitions that I'm getting, but like they're so right that it's kind of spooky. I'm like, how the fuck did I know to make the tea? Or like, how did I know that she was gonna want a lemon drop? Like that was crazy. And just like being able to have those moments of like where you're so right that it's nuts. I'm like, that's coming from somewhere. These little intuition pops, like
Yeah.
they're critical.
Yeah. Thinking the right thoughts, doing the right actions, saying the right things.
The thing is, you could not follow through on those intuition thoughts. I've noticed that too, where it's like I think to myself like I should clean my apartment now while I have this time, and then I don't do it, and then I have company or something, and then I'm like fuck, yeah. Or like my girlfriend comes over, and I'm just like fuck, like I should have cleaned my fucking house. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't I do that? It's like I thought the thought, like it had, like
Yeah, it crossed my awareness.
right, and I just think there's things all day long, like with priority importance. Like there's things that like useful information comes across your HUD all day long.
Yeah.
And if you were to act in a way where you were receptive and like activated it and stayed like cooking, stayed ahead all day and just kept pursuing the path of like being more ahead until it was all over, like that's the road to heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like more than being happy. You know, because you're kind of busy, you're kind of tasked. It's kind of a challenging or a demanding task to ask of anyone to be constantly consciously aware of thoughts and information that's past all the crazy amount, multiple thousands and thousands of thoughts you're thinking every day, and all the things that you're not even thinking, like things that are happening in your mind, like in your life, and present themselves to you. To get to decipher all this information and to stay on top of it all the time, it's a hard thing to do, but it's better than being happy. It's getting bucks, winning. There's something beyond happiness that comes with winning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Dude.
Like Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, they're not necessarily like happy, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure they're happy when they win, but there's something transcendent and beyond the happiness. Because it's so much work. Because it's so much fucking work.
Yeah, meaning.
Yeah. It gives meaning, maybe helps validate and give meaning to all the work that you've done. And the mental pathways that you've developed.
Yeah.
Your philosophies.
I think when they are happy, they're probably a happier happy than like a person that's not doing anything when they're happy. You know what I'm saying? I think it's, yeah, like you said, it's more than happiness. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it. That's not like joy. Joy is more than happiness, but it's not like joy per se. It's just like fulfillment almost. Or
Yeah. Fulfillment's a good word. I was going to say like pride almost, but yeah, it's pride about something. You know what I'm saying? That leads to something else.
Yeah, true.
Like a fulfillment feeling or like, completion, fullness. It's just like whole.
Yeah.
It's like oneness.
Yeah, that oneness is great. Imagine like feeling no pain. Like just feeling like even happiness is gonna leave. That feeling of like
just
that feeling is like
humming at 100% frequency.
Yeah, the pursuit of that, because it's like I think also subconsciously you know that like margaritas on the beach isn't gonna last, so it's not as happy of a thing as if you've like built a career of domination of like championship winning work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you've built a body of that you can lean on and like know that like you're.
It's like a machine. It's like I built this machine and this machine produces championships.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's like being a mad scientist at the same time,
Yes. Yeah, we're all fucking scientists experimenting, whether you know it or not. It's happening.
Your question was like, are Michael Jordan and Tom Brady happy?
I guess it depends on what you mean by happy, or like what you think of when you think of the word happy.
I think they get off on it for sure too, which is like, they probably wouldn't be happy if they weren't working that hard. It's kind of a crazy concept, right?
Right.
You could you could hate yourself for not working hard eventually. Yeah. We all know everyone knows what that's like.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the default. Maybe that's part of where the pride or the happiness comes from, is that that you're going against the grain. Because I think we all kind of know. I was talking to Victoria about it last night, but because we were watching cooking shows or whatever, and then some of the judges were just talking about some of the dishes, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is so great!" Blah blah blah. Some of the best food we've had on this competition so far. Just talking about that, and I was just thinking, like, man, it's kind of sad. It's like the best food in the world, like the best food humanly imaginable, like that's been prepared over all of time. It's like all that food goes bad. Like if you don't eat it, it just goes bad. There's nothing that's like special about it. It just goes bad. You throw it away. Like,
That's the thing about food. It's almost kind of arbitrary in that sense.
all of it, no matter how well it's prepared, nothing like it's just gonna go bad. It's just gonna rot. It's rotting already. We got to enjoy it now because otherwise it's gonna rot.
It's getting cold.
Yeah, it's gonna actually hurt you. Like if you eat that later on, it's gonna like potentially kill you, fill you with disease and bacteria.
What is that?
It's like the fleeting nature of things.
Yeah,
it's like fuck, that sucks.
That shit does suck. It's hard to enjoy anything if you know everything's gonna be over.
It's just gonna expire.
It's like
gonna
you
go
too,
bad.
sea bass. You're gonna get cold,
It too.
filled with bacteria.
Filet mignon.
Yeah. I feel you. No, a TV show, like sometimes I watch one episode of a show and I'm like, this show's amazing. And then before I get to episode 2, I'm like, how many seasons are there? how long do I have with this show? I'm like, 3 seasons?
That's
what the
it?
fuck? It got canceled. Oh my God. I don't even want to do it anymore.
It's not even worth pursuing.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens for sure. Like, I don't know. I think that's like a trauma response or like you're not supposed to be scared to enjoy something just because it's going to be over. But I kind of am, you know?
It's just it's part of the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
I forget what when we bring that point up about the food stuff. I forget what we're talking about.
It's like
Maybe that's because I think that's where the part of the happiness and that transcendent feeling comes from, is because we all know on a subconscious level that we're dying. Entropy's happening. We're heading towards like the end, and we're just like food on the shelf. We're gonna expire eventually. Like our time's coming.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think whenever we fight entropy, like or do actions that try to go the other direction towards life, it's like, why would you plant a garden? It's like it's gonna all die eventually. It's like, well, while I'm here, I have my time. All I have is my time and my experience. So I'm just gonna try to fill it with things that I deem to be important. I think we maybe have some of that subconscious important attached to actions that are towards life versus the natural entropy of kind of our default setting of dying. So it's like whenever we give, new birth or plant a garden or start a new adventure, a new endeavor, a new job, whatever, it's like exciting. It's like upward energy. Maybe there's something that's better than happiness there. Because you can be happy for the moment right now. Like, you just do coke and eat cake.
I don't know if you do both of those at
Coke
the same
and
time.
Cake. Got a coke cake.
Got cake and Coke.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Why not?
It makes more sense. That makes sense. Like, just on a basic human level.
Because I got to show up to work tomorrow, and my boss is going to try to talk shit about our contest and working out, and I need something firm to stand on so I can look him in his eye and say, nope.
Not today.
Not today, and not tomorrow, and I'll be back the next day, brother.
I'll see you next year.
But if I just did a bunch of coke and cake the night before, I'd be like, maybe he's right. Maybe I am going to get my ass kicked. Like, I don't know. It's like, bro.
If you were doing a whole bunch of coke and cake, you probably wouldn't have taken that challenge in the first place.
Who knows what my ego would have done? I can stop. I can whoop your ass. I don't have to stop to whoop your ass.
I'll be yoked by summer.
Just on a sugar rush and a
just
a head high.
It's a super physical high. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, I get. But I'm saying though, like there's accountability and stuff like that kind of built into my life. Luckily, thankfully, where I'm like, there's like reasons to not do coke and cake at night for me. But I can understand the questions. Like, well, why not do that? And it's because our subconscious is contending with the future, like right now.
Yes.
Like, that's what anxiety is, right?
We're there right now. Yeah.
It's a you're projecting potential bad things into the future, and you're right now. Fear is the projection of potential bad things in the future that aren't happening right now, but like you have to contend with the future and the now, like all the time.
Yeah, because it's all connected. It's like you're a product of all your yesterdays, and you're always heading towards tomorrow, and you're always a product of your yesterday. It's like we're living in the middle of that always. And it's like we're experiencing all three of it. We're experiencing the right now, we're experiencing the yesterdays, and we're experiencing the thought of where we're going all at the same time. So we do have to kind of contend with that. And maybe whenever we do things that we deem make that forward, wherever we're going, whatever we consider to be tomorrow, whatever that is, it's like it's a surprise either way. It's a unknown either way. You know what I'm saying? It's anxiety inducing either way, but it could be exciting. It could be like Christmas morning, or it could be the day before a final that you didn't study for. Either way, you just don't know what's going to happen exactly.
You hit a home run on someone in the audience with that. That's a tangible. You know what that feels like, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. Just cramming.
It's like, oh, fuck, bro. I'm going to get like an hour or two of sleep if that. I got to study all night if I want to have a shot at having a shot.
Did you ever like, yeah, man, just a tough situation. You ever like dive into biology? Like, hey, what's this final over? Chapters 1 through 18. You start looking at chapter 1, you're like, damn, these chapters are long.
Son of a bitch. There's no pictures in here.
You're like, I'm not going to make it to 18.
This is truly a textbook.
Yeah.
The hell?
Done that. I remember one time there was like a study guide for a final. So I go to the library and, you know, I take some heavy nootropics.
There we go.
And I stay up.
We get focused. We get wired.
Going off on the keyboard. Up all night finishing this long ass fucking study final review. And I'm like, I go to take the test and I'm like bombing. Just absolute don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's a CIS test.
Oh no.
So you're on the computer doing like Excel stuff.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know at all.
Is it like, so it's not like a Scantron test where it's like A, B, C, D? You have to like execute commands on Excel?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You can't even hide behind a guess,
No,
dog.
no. And I just know that I like I hadn't been to like class at all.
Just getting dunked on, play after play, question after question, getting crossed, turnover, dunked on, turnover.
I go to the teacher and I'm like, so I know I didn't do very good on that test because I wasn't in class very much, but I'm hoping maybe I could like retake it. I did this whole study guide for the final. I did like everything. Like it took like 23 hours. Does that count for anything? And she's like, no. What the fuck? You should have came to class more. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. My hands are tied.
And I hated her so much for that. I was like,
you bitch.
don't you have any love in your soul? Do you not know compassion, ma'am?
Where do you get off?
How do you sleep at night? What the hell? I tried my best. She's like, your best is ass. Like,
Best
what?
is cheeks, son. I don't know what to tell you.
That's not university level best, bro.
Oh.
And I was just like, you know, had to swallow that pill. But that feeling's real, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feeling's terrible.
Yeah, but either way, it's just, the unknown. We have to deal with the unknown for sure. Because be a pleasant surprise, or the anxiety comes from the interpretation of the surprise, what it may be. Negative consequences, negative outcomes are to come. Things are going to fall apart, or things are going to crumble, whatever. Get worse. Or if they're not bad, just get worse overall. There we go. This is worse energy.
Yeah.
It's worse energy versus better energy.
Heaven and hell.
What do you think
almost,
about the future? Yeah. How do you think it's going to play out?
Yeah, like for me, I'm at a point where
Do you have any reasons to believe it's going to be good? Like, why? And then it's like, you have to give yourself fucking evidence, bro.
that's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe what Kobe and Tom Brady were doing.
Your Honor.
I've got some evidence.
Yeah. Exhibits A through Zeta Z.
Exactly. And that would be like
The cookie jar.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I think that's what David Goggins, that's how he conceptualizes that
He was like,
idea.
I trained for that marathon and I ran that marathon. If I can do that, I can definitely train for whatever workout program's going to come my way, even if I'm uncomfortable. And then it's like you're able to like transmute some of that evidence you have into like less anxiety.
Yes. 100%.
And that's
100%.
super useful, ultra useful.
Super use. Yeah, you gotta give yourself some evidence.
Yeah, like I can't enjoy doing something. I can't enjoy procrastination anymore. Like when I was a kid, definitely procrastinating was like sometimes the best. Fuck this, I'm playing Call of Duty. But like now, if I'm like, you know, playing a video game or like doing, that's pretty much the only way I'll waste time. Or maybe playing too much basketball. If there's like stuff I need to do, it's like I can't enjoy it because I'm like, I'm fucking it up. I'm getting behind.
Yeah, yeah.
And then usually I'm just like organized enough with myself to like do whatever I need to do first so that way it all like goes in order. By the time I'm playing basketball, I did everything I would have to do up here, and I know I'm doing the next few things on the next couple days, so there's no anxiety in the enjoyment process. Or same thing with playing video games. Like
Yeah, the free time.
to really enjoy the free time, you have to be kind of locked in everywhere else. If I procrastinate all day, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna procrastinate tomorrow. It's like, how do you enjoy a video game session right now? It's like,
I guess maybe you can enjoy it right now, but then eventually, like the negative repercussions gonna hit. That bass is gonna drop on the song that is your life.
for me, it's yeah. I mean, I guess you can get away with it for a long time when you're a kid. Like I didn't study like very much in high school.
When you're younger, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess it feels like you have more time. You do, you have more time. You have more wiggle room to set standards or to create, to create your person,
Yeah,
create your character, your character's whatever, the walls, who you are, things you do. You have time, but then as you get older, for sure, it's definitely more. It's heavier. Each minute's more costly. Each hour's more costly.
luckily we're up right now, so.
And you're up. We're up. It's a great feeling. Welcome.
Heaven, dog. Welcome to the warm waters. We're feeling wonderful.
It's a good life, man. We're fucking big chilling. Yeah, we're gonna go hit some lower body, a little bit of legs. Later on, some Play-Doh school action. But fuck yeah, man. It's fucking worth being ahead. So nice. So nice.
It's the best.
Life is the best.
It's just hard. It's hard to do every day. If it weren't hard, everyone would do it.
Of course.
Everybody would be in heaven. It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Heaven is a feeling.
I get that. There's that J. Cole song. He's like,
Yeah.
heaven is mine. Said I've been a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I forget if that's even the melody, but something like that.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's on KOD maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just resonates.
Mm-hmm.
There's times where you're feeling like real bliss and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the best day ever.
It feels so good. Yeah.
It's my birthday and I got my favorite present and my
It's
favorite
up.
restaurant.
Up everywhere. In all aspects. Everything's going well.
Yeah, that feeling's cool. But also, I just think it's like almost the feeling when you're early to work and you worked out and you ate a good breakfast. For me, that's all I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing a clean suit. Just like that's the heaven is a mind state thing for me.
Yeah. I'm sufficient here. Like I'm good. I'm able to, as long as I'm able to. I guess I need to meet myself halfway, and the meeting myself halfway is to maximize my contribution towards life. And if I'm able to do that, at least, then like I'm good with like the external outcome.
Yeah.
And being okay with that is like the heaven mind state, regardless of the external situation. So I think you get there virtually regardless.
Yeah.
A lot of mental fortitude.
Yeah. Because work sucks for sure.
Yeah.
But for me, work is like kind of one before work. Like if I go into work with all that positive reinforcement of being up, I'm like usually just kind of like gliding through time and through my interactions and through the problems. I'm just like,
Even when the problems arrive, yeah.
like, dude, sometimes problems are
Right
just an
to 'em.
opportunity for me to show them my pew.
Yeah, it's just a defender sometimes, and it's like, oh, I just need to get a buck on this little bitch.
Yeah. If I just get a layup,
I
and
make him go away.
Yes, bro. Put the Anthony Davis hand to the floor on him.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that there's just something to that. Like, almost sometimes in a restaurant, I'll play a game with myself where everything is an opportunity. So like, even an upset guest, I'm like, this is a potential lifelong fan.
Mhm.
Like, it's just an opportunity for me to show him how dedicated I am to fixing his problem. He's got no clue that someone cares as much as I care. That's probably why he's so upset. No one's doing anything about this. I'm like, sir, I'm not just anybody. I am fucking Reggie Bush of this USC. Because would you like a first down? I'll make a first down. I'll stop the fucking world to get a first down for you, bro.
Come on, brother.
Nothing exists in this restaurant but me and your problem.
Yeah.
And like,
Let's go.
to do
Sold.
right?
Yeah.
Like that person might then become a lifelong fan of this place I'm working at, or just me personally.
Mhm.
To be honest, like
Definitely the experience or the feeling you gave him.
right, and it's like,
Yeah.
how does that start? That starts by this guy being really pissed off,
Mm.
and I'm almost like, yes,
Here I go.
someone's gonna try to D me up. Perfect. I've been
Got him.
working on my crossover all night,
Mm.
and I think that At Saltgrass, I don't know if we should. Well, whatever. At previous restaurants that I worked at, where like you're not in a typical environment where you're making your own money,
Uh-huh.
I almost was excited for problems towards the end of that tenure because I'm like, if nothing happens and I have no opportunity for me to help someone or and put any
Go above and
personality,
beyond.
right? Then why I'm not gonna make any money.
I'm not gonna get any above and beyond pay.
Yeah, right. I need someone to be a really difficult guest that creates a mess and it's hard to handle. So that way I do some hard work worth some more money, some higher dollar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, that's a crazy thought to have.
Hypothetically.
Allegedly, right? That's what I'm telling myself.
When that happens and it doesn't result in that, you're like, son of a bitch.
Makes you lose faith.
You son of a bitch. Now you're just a picky asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll still take care of course. Of course, I'll still take care of that.
Sometimes those people, it's just it's like they sucked from the beginning, they sucked in the middle, and the tip sucked too. Like that, I don't see that nearly as much now that I work in more fine dining establishments. But just when I worked at like a more affordable price point, a lot of that was happening. And I don't want to judge people at all, but it was just kind of like, I think, showing me that like people's energy is their energy. Like the same person that's going to be a really picky and annoying guest is the same person that's going to pick apart your service for no reason. And it's like, I don't want to be that kind of person personally.
Yeah, I think that stems from something going on in their subconscious, some sort of wiring that they need to redo or look at. We're all just kind of victims to our emotions and to, so I think we were talking about that earlier, being a slave to your emotions and to your thought patterns and to your tendencies and your habits or whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, but we do that all the time.
People just take out, or whatever. They act, the way they're acting is just definitely not, it's like, just be a chill person, you just be a chill person. Even if shit goes wrong, it's like, I'm never like crazy upset at a restaurant, It's like they overcook the steak or it takes a little bit like longer than normal wait time. It's like, I'm not gonna pick them apart. But yeah, sometimes people just have that kind of overflow, the cup runneth over with some negative juices, getting splashed in the negative waters. Damn, I was gonna say something else in regards to that though.
Being a slave to your emotions.
Yeah, we're talking about the restaurant. Or dealing with guests.
People.
Oh, I think I was just thinking about noticing coming from more affordable establishments like on the Riverwalk, and then to more like a middle of the road kind of steakhouse place, and then it's like a higher end fine dining-esque steakhouse place. It's like in that progression upwards of like nicer restaurant and higher price points and like more average cost per guest and higher cost of drinks and everything's more expensive. Like in that progression upward, I noticed that like the tips got better. Like you would think it'd be the opposite. You would think that if they're spending more money, they might be a little bit more frugal with the tip to try to conserve, just be more conservative overall. But It's like the opposite.
Nobody's service is worth $500.
Yeah.
What can you do for me that's worth $500?
Yeah, or $1,000.
Yeah. What if $1,000 is 20% of their tab though? So you would expect that there'd be a drop off in tip percentage. Because it makes sense that like if the tab's more expensive, the tips are higher, right? But
Because it's just kind of based on like just restaurant. What is it? Whatever, like restaurant etiquette. 20% is like kind of standardized across the board.
Right. But what you're alluding to is that at the lower price point restaurants, the tip percentage was lower, and at the higher price point, you're getting a higher tip percentage on average.
Yeah.
And what does that point to?
I think it was. You were saying it a little. You touched on it, just saying it's like your energy is your energy. Because I think you were saying like sometimes people would be prone or apt to kind of be a little more difficult, maybe a little more quick to complain, and then leave a low tip. It's like that population of people that exhibit that behavior, they typically don't go to the nicer place. It's weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the vibration.
Yeah.
Something like that's going on.
Maybe it also points to it's easier to have better energy if you have more money. Maybe it's simple as that.
Got some more wiggle room over there, baby. That financial wiggle room feel good, bro. You know what I'm saying? That time wiggle room feel good. That financial wiggle room feel real good.
But just stretch your legs out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're good,
Need some
baby.
leg room.
We're good, bro. Yeah.
Get a Rover range.
Yeah.
Get a Range Rover.
Both of them, matching colors.
Yeah.
Do the inverse and the outverse.
Yeah. The peanut butter and the jelly.
Yeah, I want that life. So I'm gonna start yelling at this microphone. Hell yeah, brother. I'm affirming that shit.
Preach.
Yeah, can I get the peanut butter and the jelly?
I
One
bet
for
that
me and
feels
one
great.
for the boob. Find 2 cars at once
Yeah.
specifically? Hell yeah! Fuck yeah! I can't wait to do that someday. I was hoping that's what you were talking about. I was like, you mean like big financial wiggle room, or do you mean buying the whips?
Yeah, I'll get both.
Yeah. No, yeah, bro. I'm sure that's sick.
So maybe those people are just more apt to be more generous, and I've seen it. I've fucking seen it. Like it's crazy. The percentage is higher. It's like overall, it is a percentage based kind of structure for tipping. So it's like it would make sense that the dollar amount's higher, but the actual percentage is higher. It's like, what the fuck? Where's that come from? People just tipping thousands of dollars. What?
My brain wants to say what I want to believe is that like they have wealthy energy. They get more money by being generous.
Yeah. More current, or more the currency flows. You know.
Yeah, they let it go and it comes back to them too. That's the other thing people say about money is that you got to be.
You don't want to be like too tight fisted with it,
right? Because it won't come to you. You need to be like a conduit. Like
yeah. You need to be open, like palms open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes, it comes. It's nice, and when it goes, it's fine because it'll come right back.
And that wealthy ass energy is gonna just attract boatloads of money into your life over and over and over again. Is what I want to believe for sure. So look at that, and I'm like, proof, evidence.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know, sometimes I just think, man, tipping like. trying to find the words for it.
Gather it. We're talking about big things here.
Like sometimes I think when I tip like a good tip or what I think is a good tip, like let's say if it's under $50, I try to tip like 20 or 30 bucks sometimes, like 15 at the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
And then like for, you know, a higher tab between $100 to $200, I'm trying to tip like 25%. If the service was like blew me away and I'm like just got a paycheck, maybe like 30%, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm always trying to do like a little more than like what I
industry standard.
Well, yeah, what I think the industry standard is. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to like outperform that
Average.
a little bit. And but I don't think that like, I mean, like, sure that I feel like that's the good energy to have, but it feels like the tips are so like I could see a really wealthy person like not tipping a lot. Like I could see that too, and I could see like a cynical person tipping less, or like someone just doesn't get like outstanding service, and then like the steak's not great, but they still tip 20%. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's the
seen that?
What are we?
What are we doing here?
Yeah,
what are any of us doing with that?
That's what it feels almost random to some degree. This is your own personal bullshit you're putting on me and my wage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I want to believe that like all of my good tips are like some good karma that I'm put at. Like that's what I think my mom told me is like every time you tip, it's just an opportunity to build your own karma. Like even if they sucked, it's like even more karma for you if you tip them good. And then if they like did great and you tip them great, then that's just like good karma for you. You're like keeping things going in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. 100%.
Right.
Makes sense.
And so that's kind of what I always thought about a tip. Like always tip high because you're gonna it's your karma. You know what I'm saying? You want good things to happen to you, right?
Yeah.
But you know, that's my own personal bullshit. I don't know if that's true. You know,
your own personal philosophy.
Yeah,
100%. There's no evidence to back this up. It's just your own life, and
right?
Ultimately, we're all living by our own laws. We're all cowboys in Wild West.
Yeah,
cowgirls.
With a code.
Yeah, we're all coded up.
Yeah,
for real.
I don't know what it is that drives other people's tip narrative.
We have to create our own narratives of what the hell's going on here and how to act and how to behave. And it's like, in regards to tipping, everyone has their own philosophy towards it. And mine, I'm in the same alignment. So I want to do more than the average, especially if they do well. Even if they don't do well, I want to do at least like around the average for sure, unless it's like horrendous or some shit. I get like I'm personally attacked. You could like spill water on me. I'll still probably give you like 10, 15, 20%. I think it'll be okay. But yeah, it's our own thing. But I'm trying to be aligned with Joey Rogan because Joey Rogan, and he be dropping love bombs on people. I can't wait to drop a love bomb on somebody.
I know.
And just drop $1,000.
I can't do that right now.
I can't do
It's
it.
irresponsible.
I guess I could do it. It'd be very silly and irresponsible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would go against your code to do that right now.
Yeah.
Because you kind of fuck yourself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Joey Rogue can do this, and it's not fucking himself. That's cool.
I want that wiggle room.
Yeah, for sure.
See, because I think it's within Joe. I think because what we're referring to is Joe Rogan would leave. Yeah, really, really high tips. I think he's kind of notorious for doing that at restaurants. He leaves upwards of multiple hundreds, maybe $1,000 or $1,000+ in that ballpark. Is what I've been told. I have no verification of this at all, but Joe's said it before, and I think I've heard other people on his podcast like reference it.
Yeah.
To him, and he's like, yeah, it's like leaving a little love bomb. So I think his philosophy behind that is in line with kind of what your mom was saying, what we're thinking about, and what's the idea of what goes around comes around. Because I think I was just like editing one of our clips. I think it just came out today, and it's like we were talking about reaping what you sow and eating the fruit of the tree that you plant, and like you have to eat the fruit of the tree eat the fruit of the tree that it bears, whatever it is. You have to like that like came to me like that hit me like yesterday. I was just like, reaping what you sow, like it's not like a philosophy. It's like that just you have to reap what you sow. Like that's just what it is. Like you are consuming what you've been like producing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to on a spiritual level, and that looks like this. It looks like this, but it's happening in a different plane of existence that we can't really even conceptualize fully, like the spiritual realm, the place where all the fucking forces or whatever's going on. I don't know, but in that realm, we're battling with ourselves and making this plane, you know, creating this thing. Yeah,
and you have to eat the fruit. Like it's your life. Like
you're living. Like that's just what life is. Is like you're experiencing. It's like what are you experiencing? You're experiencing your own karma. Oh, always. Like you have to.
Even just the karma of your past, even if it's just defined as your previous actions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Your yesterdays. What you do yesterday. Like you're experiencing that today. Like if you drank a whole bunch last night, you're experiencing that today.
Yep.
If you worked out for the last 10 years, you're experiencing that today.
Yeah.
If you were sick yesterday, you're probably still feeling it today or like coming down from it or whatever, but you're still like, we're all just accumulations of our yesterdays.
Yeah. And there's such thing as like a fresh start for sure. But like, even if you're at a fresh start, now you're at a fresh start because of your yesterday, you needed a fresh start. Like everything's a transition from what was to is.
Yeah.
And is transitioning into next. Maybe that's why the next is so weighing on our mind so heavily, is because I'm like, it just was. My was is my is. My is my next. Like it's all happening right now. It's a lot except for your subconscious, you know?
Yeah, all of it's going down. I forget what sparked that thought.
You have to eat it.
You have to eat that shit.
Yeah.
There is, because I was thinking about it in regards of you reap what you sow, and it sounds. I guess I used to think it sounded like a kind of like a philosophy or kind of just like a, I guess maybe a building block or a narrative to help understand the world. And but I think it just is what's going on here. Like we are reaping what we're sowing.
I think that's why it's in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Not reap what you sow, but that you can judge a tree by the fruit it bears. Yeah,
and I was thinking that so like you don't have to necessarily be worried. You don't have to be worried at all. That's what doing, like trying to do good and trying to like to move towards better in the future. Like if you're just trying to do that, like if you're legitimately putting all your efforts and conscious energies and like your mental, your actions and your thoughts and your speech, all that you're being towards the good, the betterment, like towards upwards, towards like the highest ideal you could think of, for the sake of like just because you have to do something here. I think doing that energy is like it just will result. Like you will reap those. You will reap that no matter what. Like it just is what's gonna happen here. If you just truly stay on that shit. Yeah. I think we're just you don't have to necessarily worry about the outcome. The input. Just worry about the input. That's all you can really focus on. I think we talked about that a whole bunch, but I think it really just kind of crystallized in my mind with in reference to reaping what you sow. Yeah. You're like, oh, I will like sow. You are. Like you're sowing, bro. Yeah. You're reaping. Yeah. End of story. Reaping. We reaping. You're reaping all the time, every day. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, that is what's happening. It's not like a wishful thinking or it's like, hopefully if I do good things will happen. It's like, no, like they will. Like that is what's going on here. Yes. It's dangerous. Like free will. It's like, yeah.
blessing and a curse. Like, you got to be careful with it. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be careful. Whatever you water is gonna grow. Whatever you give energy towards will grow. Whatever you focus on, where attention goes, energy flows. That type of shit.
Crazy.
Be ahead, y'all.
Just lock in.
Lock
Yeah,
it in.
you got to focus on something. Focus on the competence, or the focus on the being the winner. Like, what are Michael Jordan and Tom Brady focusing on? You know what I'm saying? Like, striving for the best achievement you could win, but maybe not for winning's sake, but just like because you're trying to do something with yourself.
Yeah.
Maximize your input.
Yeah. You need to justify this thing, or you exist.
Yeah.
So you need to deal with that. How do you deal with that?
Should there be a level of like, you know, if that's, do I have to like work out? What's the point?
Yeah.
If like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at what level should I be complacent?
Yeah.
And I'm like, 0% complacency. Like, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, 10 out of 10. Not
David
complacent.
Goggins.
Yeah. Get the fuck up there and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why? You know, before we sign off, just like, I don't know how to answer that question. Or I was thinking about it. It's like, some people think Michael Jordan's a jackass.
If you ask David Goggins, what do you think he would say?
Some people hate him. Ask him why. Why be this 10 out of 10? You only got one life to live, bitch. You want to go to heaven? And God tells you were supposed to be an astronaut, dude. But you just fucking sat on the couch and ate Cheetos all day. I give you 55 opportunities to be an astronaut. I think it'd be something like that.
I think he has used that justification, or he has used that that reasoning of like, I'm not sure. I think he mentions or talks about it. He's like, I'm not necessarily like a religious person, but he definitely believes in like a higher power and like something out there. And I think we're going to come face to face with that one day. I think that's where it all predicates from and stems from, is his belief in that. Is that you're going to have to fucking answer to this shit, or you're going to have to at least look at it, look at your whole.
And you have to look at what could have been too.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. He says is like, I imagine God telling me like, David, you could have been a Navy SEAL, ultra marathon runner, like all these crazy things that he actually is.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't imagine being who I was, not pursuing this 10 out of 10 maximum. And like, I wouldn't have any of this stuff. My life would still be like eating milkshakes and being a pest exterminator.
Yeah.
It's like the fear of missing out on that great life, I think, should motivate. It's just like, fuck it, dude. Like, even if I'm wrong, like, I'd rather just go out swinging, dog. Like,
I'd rather go out swinging, dog.
Yeah.
That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, right.
I'd rather go out swinging, bro.
For sure, dude.
At least shoot my fucking shot, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everyone can make a shot, but it's a fucking full court shot and you're blindfolded and the rim's moving.
Yeah.
Give a fuck, bro. At least let me try.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something about fucking.
We're all there. We're all there. I
We
think
want to be if we're not.
I think that's where the quote comes from. Like, the mass of men lead lives of just quite desperation.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Because people want their fucking chance.
I think everyone wants to take the shot.
Jordan Peterson says.
But we're all watching. It's scary if you miss, or it can be embarrassing.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yeah, you're embarrassed.
Fuck them.
Yeah, what the fuck? What are they doing?
They're not living your life.
They're not even living their life.
Yo!
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Like, damn.
Yo, sorry.
Yeah, just drop some stank face before we get
Drop
off.
some bars.
Jordan Peterson's like, what do you have no passion for life? What do you have no fucking wanderlust? Like, no, you're not animated by it. What are you animated by?
Yeah, what's calling to you?
Yeah, like, you're just gonna passively sit by and just sit in net neutral to negative and just try to not have a bad life. It's like, what are we even talking about? You know what I'm saying? You could have a chance at fucking the good life.
That's it. Fuck, man. Yeah.
All right, well, we gotta get our
all that
chance at
stems
the good life.
from staying ahead, and we're gonna stay ahead today. We need to go and keep it moving. So I advise you do the same. Subscribe, comment, like, share, post, follow.
Stay up to date.
All the above. We're here for it. We're here for you. We appreciate you. I'm rooting for you. We all getting it in.
If you got something you want us to talk about on the next podcast, post in the comments.
Yeah, hit us in the comments.
Give us any questions you got.
Yeah, questions. Hit us in the DMs on any of the socials. It's MJ38 everything. MJ38 will pop up. We'll be there.
Oh yeah.
Wherever you're looking, we'll be there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, brother.
All right, brother.
Let's play to school it is.
Hell yeah. Love you guys.
Have a great rest of your day. Let's kill it.
Bye.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might